Good evening. So we're going to go ahead and go over the review, Module 1, Lesson 13 and 16 for the progress check tomorrow. The first question, you're going to complete the sentences with the correct number of units and complete the equation. So you have A, which says 3 groups of blank tenths is 1.8. So the thing to think about is you first kind of want to convert it. So let's go ahead and just convert all of that 1.8 into tenths. If we do that, that 1 in the front can be unbundled, and then we have a total of 10 plus 8 tenths, which equals 18. So how many groups of 3, so 3 times what, could equal 18? If you count by your 3's, you'll find that 3 times 6 equals 18. So that's why the answer is 6. Now, as you see, it says 6 tenths. So over here, they want your answer in standard form. So here they told you the decimal, so you do not need any decimals on this side. Over here, you're going to need decimals because they want it in standard form. The tenths tells you that decimal place value in word form. It's actually unit form because the numbers are in numbers. So we have 6 tenths. I'm just going to put my decimal right in front of my 6 because 6 tenths. That's it. Next one. 5 groups of 6 hundredths is 0.30. So 5 times what would equal 30? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. You're going to put your 6 here. It says hundredths. So over here we need to put our 6 in the hundred spot. To do that, I need to add a 0 in front of it. So it's 0.06. Tenths, hundredths. Okay, 7 groups of 3 thousandths. So we have 7 times 3 equals 0.021. Okay, I knew 3 because I counted by my 7's, and I found out 7, 14, 21. 3 times 7 equals 21. But this time it says thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, so my 3 needs to be in the thousands place value. Remember, over here, standard form with a decimal. Over here, no decimal. If you put a decimal over here on the progress check tomorrow, you're going to miss it. If you don't put a decimal over here, you're going to miss it. The next section says, complete the sentences with the correct number of units in the correct equation. So first off, you're going to look at that 3.5. How do I convert that to tenths? Well, as we looked at A, we had to take that 1 and move those 10 dots over to the tenth spot. So that's what we're going to do here. Only 3 dots on the 1's place value are going to transfer to 30 dots on the place value chart. And I love the way Zern teaches this. So if you want to see that, go back to lesson 13, 14, and 15 and rewatch those. So we have 30 total tenths plus 5 tenths, and together that equals 35. That's how we get this number. We unbundle that 3, and we just make it 30. Okay? Then we have to do 35 divided by 5. Well, if I count by my 5's again, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I counted to 7. So 7 goes here, no decimal because it tells me my decimal, tenths. 7 tenths looks like this as a decimal, 0.7, so tenths. That's it. The next one's kind of tricky. I know a lot of you want to unbundle or bundle over, but you can't. They just want to know first how many 1's. So look in the 1's position, which is the 5. We can't take that 15 and bundle it over. We don't have enough 10's to bundle it over. So it's just 5. So then we have 5 1's divided by 5 plus how many total hundredths? This is where it gets confusing. You cannot bundle from to the left to create more because we only have 1. I can't make that 10. But you can unbundle from the right. So if you're going towards the right, which the hundredths is in the right position, you can bundle. And so let me go ahead and just put that in a box. So if I took that 1 and unbundled it, there'd be 10 total dots in my box. And then there would be 5 total dots. So 10 plus 5 is 15. And that's where we get this number. Okay, so 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Just count by your 5s. 5, 10, 15. It took me 3 numbers to get to 15, so 3 hundredths. But be careful here. A lot of students make mistakes. 1 goes there. 3 hundredths. Make sure you read this place value. It tells you exactly where they want it. They don't want the 3 in the 0 spot. That would be tenths. They want it in the 100 spot, so that's why it's in the second spot. Now for the next one, they're having you do long division. So this can be tricky because I know a lot of you are struggling with it because it's so much steps. The best way to get better at long division is practice, practice, practice. And I provided extra practice with the boxes that we did today in class that help you kind of stay organized, helps you remember each step along the way because there are a lot of steps. You're multiplying, you're dividing, you're subtracting, you're checking. There's just so many steps and it is confusing. So if you want to turn the video, look at it kind of sideways. I just didn't have enough room, so that's why I did it sideways on this paper. But use that extra practice tonight. The best way you get better at it is just practice. Make sure your parents check it. I put keys up there, so check with the keys to make sure you're doing it correctly. It is very, very hard, okay? I'm going to do the first one slow, and then the second one and the next couple ones I'm probably going to go a little bit faster just because of time. So on number 3, it says draw a number of place values. I'm not going to draw the disc because on Zern, they teach that very well. So if you want to watch that, go back to lesson 13 to 14, and they will demonstrate that for you. You just rewatch the video, redo the Tower of Power if you really like the dots. And you don't have to. You get to pick here because you can do the dots or you can do standard algorithm. I'm going to do standard algorithm because later in the year, we're going to be using standard algorithm and the dots are going to eventually kind of fade away. So that's why I'm using standard algorithm because you really need to know it and it's just good practice. So if you want to get better at long division, do the extra practice. Practice will help you with this. It just takes time and it takes practice. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to label, what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and set this up. This number goes in the middle. The 5 goes on the outside. A lot of students make that mistake, so be careful. Then I'm going to count by the outside number, so I'm going to start counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to stop right there. Once you get about to over 25, you're probably good. And if you need to add numbers on, you can. But for right now, I'm just going to stop there. And then the first thing you do is you look at the 5 and you look at the first number in the division equation. How many times can 5 go into 8? Only one time. So 1, because 10 is way too high. 1 times 5 is 5. I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. And then you bring it down. So bring down the next number. How many times can 5 go into 33 now? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. Because 35 is too much. I don't have enough to do that. So 30, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 goes up top. 6 times 5 is 30. Then I'm going to subtract again. 33 minus 30 is 3. Bring down your 6. How many times can 5 go into 36? Look over here again. Ooh, right here. Can't go to 40 because that's over. So how many does it take me? It takes me 7 times to get to 35. 7 times 5 is 35. Subtract. And then 36 minus 35 is 1. Bring down the last digit. And it's a 15. Now, so how many times can 5 go into 15? 5, 10, 15. 1, 2, 3. 3 goes up top. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. Okay, so that's kind of the process. And if you just need to watch some of the videos I posted, that will help you. There's a song that's kind of funny. And the Math Antics video is always a good one. Okay, and just practice, practice, practice. B, same type of steps. Okay, you divide. How many times can 4 go into 5? 1 time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, and then bring it down. Repeat those steps over and over again. Once you get the hang of division, you kind of enjoy it. I'm going to go to the next. Same thing with this one. One thing, if it didn't have these zeros on the end, and if it was just 0.7, you might have to add zeros, and that's okay. Okay, just add a 0, bring it down until your end at the bottom is 0. So just make sure you're doing that. For D, same thing here. If your number ends with just the 8.6, just keep going, bring down a 0, bring it down, and you can see 20. Okay? I'm going to go over the word problem. I did not go over those last couple because long division just takes practice, practice, practice. So Miss Turner paid $21.63 for 3 kilograms of Starburst jelly beans. What was the cost of 1 kilogram of jelly beans? So all you're going to do is you're going to take 3 kilograms, and you're also going to take 21.63. So 21.63 goes inside, because that's how much she's paying, and we're splitting the 3. So how much, we want to know how much 1 costs. Same steps. How many times can 3 go into 2? This time it can't go into 2, so you put a 0 at the top. 0 times 3 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down your 1. How many times can 3 go into 21? If it helps, write it out. You could do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on until you get to 21. If you did that, you would see that 7 times 3 is 21. 21 minus 21 is 0. Bring down your 6. How many times can 3 go into 6? 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Bring down your last number, which is a 3. How many times can 3 go into 3? 1 time. So 1 goes up there. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract and you get 0. Next thing, bring up that decimal. That decimal goes straight up, wherever it's at in your place value. And then you find out that the cost of 1 kilogram of jelly beans is $7.21. I hope this review was helpful.